Okay guys, we need to talk. Oh my god, we need to talk. Okay, so I haven't been able to do this video for quite a while because we've been in the middle of moving into my new place. I hope you guys enjoy the background. There's going to be a lot more coming to it, but because of this whole situation, we haven't been able to go out and really buy things to go to fill the space. So I apologize for the volume, but, or not the volume, but the sound quality, because literally everything I say, it doesn't matter what kind of padding I have over here behind you guys, but everything is still gonna echo in this room, so I apologize for that in advance. But, oh my gosh, Halloween Horror Nights speculation time. It's time. It's happening. So, our friends over at HN Nightmares put out a speculation map. They do this just about every year for as long as I can remember, and oh my god, we have a lot to talk about. We have a list of 10 haunted houses that are speculated for this year's event. Now, going back and looking at the HN Nightmares speculation maps in the past, this is version 1 that they put out not too long ago, and we're going to be talking about that today. And if you look at version 1 maps from the past, you'll see that they've gotten several things right. So these guys have some credibility, and there are other people who have made videos on this already. I'm just jumping on it right now because of current situation, but I'm super excited to jump into this. And oh my god, there is an addition on here that we need to talk about, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for, but we will get to that later on in the video. So we're gonna talk about Halloween Horror Nights houses for Halloween Horror Nights 30. I'm super excited. 10 haunted houses, bunch of speculation. Everything on here is subject to change. This is all just rumors and speculation, guys. Please take what I say here with a grain of salt, but I am super excited to talk about this because this is Halloween Horror Nights 30. This is going to be a big year for Halloween Horror Nights, and I am super excited. So let's get into it. The very first house that we are speculated to have this year at Halloween Horror Nights, building on the hype from last year and the success of last year's greatest house, and one of the last year's greatest houses in my opinion, we got Beetlejuice possibly coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year. This has a lot of promise because, you know, we weren't expecting Ghostbusters to be such a great house last year. And with the movie being more of a comedy than anything, it's not even that scary of a movie. I mean, when you're little, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a scary movie, but if you're watching it now as an adult, it's not a scary movie. So I was very intrigued to see how Halloween Horror Nights would take a horror comedy movie that's, you know, its focus is more on the comedy aspect of things and turn it into a haunted house. And guys, they really knocked it out of the park last year. And I'm super excited to see what they can do with Beetlejuice this year. Again, it's a horror comedy movie, and there are honestly a lot of visuals and a lot of practical effects in the movie that I can see them easily transferring over into a haunted house this year, and a lot of costuming and effects, and there's just a lot that I can see going on in this house. And from what I see on the internet, a lot of people are really hyped to see Beetlejuice as a haunted house. Now, I have to say, I didn't watch Beetlejuice until last year. Last year was my first time ever watching Beetlejuice, and I'm sorry to say that, but it's actually a pretty decent movie. I enjoyed it, and I'm super excited to see what they do for a haunted house for Beetlejuice. Now, the rumored area for Beetlejuice this year is to occupy the same show building that Ghostbusters was in last year. So the entrance, you can expect to see it right in front of the Hollywood stage, right by Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. That's where we can expect to see that, and I'm 99% sure we can expect Beetlejuice to be consistently one of the better houses of the night, to have the highest wait times. So if you're going to Halloween Horror Nights, definitely try to hit that one first. Get the longest wait time out of the way if possible. If you're going multiple nights, then maybe you can try and save it for later on in the event. I don't know. That's just up to you guys, but just letting you know right now that Beetlejuice is probably going to have one of the highest wait times of the event. Moving on to house number 2 is Universal Monsters, The Bride. I guess a bit of a sequel house from last year's smash hit haunted house, and it's definitely one of my highest rated haunted houses from last year, Universal Monsters. Oh my god, we're not going to talk... Universal Monsters definitely provided one of the greatest scares of the year last year for me. Frankenstein, he really got me good. Really got me good at the end of the house there. But we're not gonna talk about that. If you guys want to watch that video from the opening night, or I don't know if it was night 1 or night 2 that we did it, but I'll put that video up here in the corner. I think it's over here in the corner so that you guys can see that video. That was awesome. So I'm super excited to see Universal Monsters The Bride this year at Halloween Horror Nights. If it does come to fruition, I really hope it does. It should be an awesome house. If they can find a way to build on the fantastic house that they had last year and make it even better, then that would be absolutely fantastic. And this house is set to be where the Yeti house was last year. So right next to Jimmy Fallon, you're gonna have an entrance right there. Actually, it's the same entrance as Jimmy Fallon. You walk down that hallway and then you go into the back to those sound stages back there. And it'll be located right next to Ghostbusters at the Jimmy Fallon entrance where Yeti Terror of the Yukon was last year. Super excited for this house. Next up on our list is an original haunted house called Bedtime Stories. Now again, this name is subject to change. This is an original haunted house. Don't know too much about this house, not entirely sure. We can only speculate. It could be something similar to Scary Tales maybe. Don't exactly know. Maybe some nursery rhymes, things like that, just demented. Sounds super exciting. Me personally, I tend to enjoy the original haunted houses more than the IP haunted houses, and I'm super excited to see this. Bedtime Stories has a lot of premise. You could go on and on speculating about what could be inside the house, but I'm super excited to see what Universal puts out as far as what this haunted house is going to be. Next up on our list is TERRA. Now, I made a video shortly after Halloween Horror Nights 29 ended last year, speculating about what we could see at this year's events. And I mentioned in that video that we could possibly be seeing the return of the TERRA Queen as an icon for this year's event. Well, back at Halloween Horror Nights 15, it was said that the TERRA Queen would return in 15 years. And this is the, 15 years later, Halloween Horror Nights 30, we should be having the TERRA Queen as an icon for this year's event. If not an icon, then she should be incorporated in some big way in this event, because she was basically the icon of Halloween Horror Nights 15 so long ago. And I'm super excited. We're gonna have possibly, again, all this is just speculation and take everything I say with a grain of salt, but if this comes to fruition, I am super excited to see a haunted house based on the TERRA Queen called TERRA. Should be really cool. Reading up on everything that was surrounding the TERRA Queen in the past, she sounds like a badass character, and I'm super excited to see what she has to bring to the table in a haunted house. Next up on our list, we're gonna skip the next one. We're gonna get to that. Next up on our list is an original haunted house called Dungeon of Terror. Sounds really cool. Super cool premise. I'm excited to see what they do with it. Can't really speculate on what's going to be inside the house, because Dungeon of Terror, it could be a lot of things. It could be a medieval house. Hopefully, I'd like to see a medieval house. It's been a hot minute since we've had a medieval-based style house. Next up is an IP haunted house called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Now, I think this is a Netflix show, or it's almost like The Walking Dead or Stranger Things. It is a show that is on TV. Never seen it, never really heard about it until now, never even knew it was a thing. But if this house does get confirmed for Halloween Horror Nights 30, I'm gonna have to start watching it, and I'm gonna have to start catching up on it, and just basically figuring out what to expect from a Sabrina style haunted house. Let me know down in the comment section below if you guys have seen Sabrina, if you're fans of Sabrina, and what you're hoping that this haunted house can bring to Halloween Horror Nights 30 if it does get confirmed. Next up on our list is The Haunting of Hill House. This is a Netflix show that I have been dying to see, but just haven't quite gotten around to doing so. It is on my list of things to watch right now. Right now, Coda and I are binge watching The Office, and once we get done with binge watching The Office, I would like to start The Haunting of Hill House, because I've heard nothing but good things about the show. I've heard that it is absolutely terrifying, and I am super excited because I have seen little bits and pieces of the show, and I know that this can possibly make a fantastic haunted house for this year, and I am super excited to see what they do with The Haunting of Hill House if it gets confirmed for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Next up on our list, I'm super excited for this one. This oh my gosh, the legendary truth, and they're saying CAREY, Ohio. If the legendary truth comes to fruition, this could be a fantastic haunted house. My first time going to Halloween Horror Nights was back at HHN 20, and they had the legendary truth house, and that house still haunts me to this day. That was definitely one of the most terrifying haunted houses I have ever been through. It was absolutely fantastic. The special effects in that house and the set design and all the characters inside that house, top notch, absolutely horrifying, and the HHN lore behind the legendary truth and all of that is just absolutely fantastic, and I'm super excited to possibly have another legendary truth house at this year's Halloween Horror Nights 10 years later. The next house on our list definitely has a lot of people talking. Gremlins is possibly coming to Halloween Horror Nights this year, and this is very interesting. Gremlins is a fantastic movie. It's basically a cult classic, another cult classic movie that they're possibly bringing to Halloween Horror Nights, and it should be very interesting. This house has the possibility of being a really good house and also being a really bad house. It all depends. You can already tell there's going to be a lot of puppeteering in this house. There's going to be either animatronics or, you know, definitely some puppeteering and just little gremlin hand puppets possibly. I don't know. There's so much that they can do with this house, but it can go really well or it can go really badly. So hopefully Universal Studios takes their time with this house, and oh my goodness, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm super excited. I have all faith in Universal if this house does come to fruition. I'm hoping that it does, because in the version 2 map, it's gone. Gremlins is not part of the version 2 Halloween Horror Nights speculation map from HN Nightmares, but that's not all that we have to talk about. Okay, so remember at the start of the video when I said we needed to talk? This last haunted house. Why? Why? Billie Eilish is rumored to come to Halloween Horror Nights this year in some way, shape, or form, and supposedly she might be getting her own dedicated haunted house. Don't know why. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I do not like Billie Eilish, her music. Like as a person, she's fine. I don't care. I have nothing against her as a person, but I don't see the hype behind her music. To me, when she sings, it sounds like she's whispering, and she's just one of those people, one of those artists where when they come on the radio, I have to change it. Like, I just cannot listen to her music and say I enjoy it. I'm not gonna BS people and say that, you know, I'm excited for this house. I'm not. This is one of my least favorite haunted houses of this year that I am least looking forward to. Like, I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I'm not gonna go into it hating it by any means. I don't care for her music, but if she has a dedicated haunted house, I can already tell that it's probably not going to be my favorite. I will give it a fair shot. Don't crucify me in the comments section. I know you're already typing away saying, how could I hate Billie Eilish? Because it seems like everybody and their grandmothers absolutely adores Billie Eilish, but I just don't. Don't hate me for that. But I will give it a fair shot. I'll go there opening night, and I will make sure to hit Billie Eilish. If this does come true, if she does have her own dedicated haunted house, I will be sure to hit it on opening night and give it a fair shot and give it a fair review. I shall, you know, look at the set design and the costuming, characters, and everything, and the scares. You know how I review haunted houses, and I will give it a fair shot. And music aside, I just think that there are so many other musicians and artists and bands out there that deserve a haunted house, and I just feel like this is Universal Studios' selling point for the event. Like, if this does come to fruition, I feel like Billie Eilish is definitely going to be the poster child for Halloween Horror Nights this year. Just like in years past, It has been Stranger Things that Universal Studios has been really hitting hard with their merchandising and their promotional material. It's always been Stranger Things, or when it was Walking Dead, they pushed Walking Dead really heavily. American Horror Story, you know the deal. They always have to have something as a selling point and an IP or a character as a selling point, and I feel like this year it would possibly be Billie Eilish if she does have her own haunted house. I understand why Universal is doing it, but I just feel like it's Universal going,
how do you do, fellow kids?
You know what I'm talking about. It's just them trying to be hip and just trying to bring people in, which again, I totally understand, but I don't. I'm sorry guys, I know you're gonna hate me for that, but I just have to be honest with you guys. I don't understand Billie Eilish. I mean, yeah, in her music video she has some pretty disturbing imagery. I will say pretty disturbing imagery, but how that's gonna translate into a full-fledged haunted house revolving around her, not entirely sure. But there is a silver lining. There is a silver lining to this, for me at least, or for any other people who, quite frankly, don't enjoy Billie Eilish's music. We do have a version 2 of the speculation map. Not too long after the version 1 came out, Ancient Nightmares put out a version 2 speculation map, and there have been some changes. So, moving on to version 2 of the speculation map, let's get started with house number 1. House number 1 is, of course, Beetlejuice. No change there, thank God. We all want to see Beetlejuice come to Halloween Horror Nights, and with the success of Ghostbusters from last year, again, it's a no-brainer that Universal would possibly want to pursue Beetlejuice, and with version 2, Beetlejuice is still on the list. Still very much so interested in seeing if that comes to fruition, and again, it should be a slam dunk in the park. Bedtime stories, still the same. Terror Cruntus, still the same. Dungeon of Terror is still on there. And then we have a secret IP. They have listed a secret IP. So whether or not this is an intellectual property that Universal Studios is keeping under tight wrap, under wraps, you know, they're definitely wanting to keep this one a secret. I don't know. But because of the secret IP, we have seen the removal of Gremlins. Gremlins is no longer on the speculation map. So whether or not it's confirmed that Gremlins is not going to be at Halloween Horror Nights, we still don't know. We haven't received any confirmation yet from Universal regarding this year's event. So as soon as we get any confirmation on anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know and make an entire video dedicated to all news and information Halloween Horror Nights related in the near future as it becomes available. The next change that we have is a pumpkin original house. So all it says is pumpkin original. That's all we have on the speculation map. So it is a original house based on pumpkins. I'm curious to see what they do. They had a few years ago a scare zone. I forget what it was called. But there was a lot of pumpkins. I think it was at Horror Nights 28 that we had a pumpkin themed scare zone, and there were a lot of, you know, just different pumpkins and gore and, you know, different masks and stuff. There's a lot that they can do, and I have a feeling that those masks and characters that were in that scare zone from 28 are going to be featured in this house in some way, shape, or form. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces in this particular haunted house. Next up, the Haunting of Hill House, still the same. I'm super excited for that. Again, can't go wrong with Haunting of Hill House, I'm sure. Legendary Truth is still there. Super excited to see that. Then we also have an unknown original. So that's very interesting. An unknown original, and you know, you'll notice that we have Sabrina taken off the list as well. So again, we don't know if she's confirmed to not be at Halloween Horror Nights this year. We don't know. Never seen Sabrina, so if she's not going to be at Halloween Horror Nights this year, then that saves me a lot of time from watching any episodes of the show, but we'll still see. So we have an unknown original haunted house that has yet to be speculated in this speculation map. So definitely very interested to see what comes next. So last but not least, Billie Eilish, she's still on the speculation map. However, it looks like she does not have her own dedicated house. Billie Eilish has been moved from having her own dedicated house to being grouped with Universal Monsters The Bride, featuring music by Billie Eilish. So, if we can have a haunted house that is dedicated to Universal Monsters while having music from Billie Eilish in the background, Lord knows I don't know what kind of music from Billie Eilish will be playing in the background. I cannot identify any songs that would possibly fit. Again, I don't listen to Billie Eilish music, so I am the wrong person to be talking about Billie Eilish music. I just don't care much for it at all. Please don't hate me, but I feel like this is the perfect compromise. You know, there were quite a few people when this came out, as you know, Billie Eilish might be having her own haunted house. There were a lot of people who were saying, yes, Billie Eilish. You had the diehard Billie Eilish fans who were like, oh my god, yes, an entire haunted house. This is gonna be the best flipping thing ever. And then you also had a percentage of people who were like, Billie Eilish, what the hell? Like, why? Why is this? I feel like this is the good compromise in between. There are those diehard fans who want Billie Eilish to have her own presence at Halloween Horror Nights, and there are people who just don't like Billie Eilish at all, but they still want to have a quality haunted house. Universal can, you know, merge those together and fit Billie Eilish into a Universal Monsters haunted house. Then I feel like that would be a decent compromise, and I'm willing to take that and not fault Universal Studios at all. If they want to include Billie Eilish in that way, then that is perfectly fine with me. I have no issues with that, and that would be fine. That would be fine. That's all I'm gonna say about it. If we get any more confirmation about Billie Eilish being at Halloween Horror Nights, I'm sure I will rant about it later. But that is all we know right now as far as speculation for Halloween Horror Nights 30. I'm super excited. HHN 30 is right around the corner, and God, I am hoping that the event does not get canceled this year. I will make an entirely separate video on that, talking about the possibility. But oh my gosh, I am super excited for this year's event. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on the version 1 and version 2 speculation maps down in the comment section below. If there's anything that you heard mentioned in this video that you would like to discuss further down in the comment section below, please be sure to let me know. Share your thoughts and opinions. Let's get a discussion going down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed, please let me know by leaving a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you want to see any updated Halloween Horror Nights news and information, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, get notified whenever I upload a Halloween Horror Nights video in the future. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.